Now on the APEC VIP hotline, cutting-edge training for the serious athlete, apecgo.com. Joining us right now from Troop High School, the head football coach, Dennis Alexander. How you doing, Coach?
Good.
Hey, congratulations on going 4-0 to start. When you took over the job in the middle of the summer there, first of all, did you have any idea what kind of team you had, what kind of rebuilding you were going to have to do? Did you have any idea you'd have a team that might be capable of going 4-0 right now?
Well, honestly, I took the job without knowing anything about the players, and it was not the middle of the summer. It was late July.
Yeah.
But no, I was basing it on what Andy Griffin told me, that we had good players and that it was a good situation, and I respected him enough to believe that. And then when I got here, I found out we really did have good players. And so, it's been very pleasing. We do have talented players. We have players with good attitudes that have worked hard during this spring off season and summer off season. So, that part I inherited. We've made some changes and doing a few things differently. But obviously, I came into a good situation.
What kind of changes did you make? I mean, how similar are things, let's say, offensively to what they did before, and then defensively?
Well, offensively, I think we added the I formation, and it's still a big part of our offense. But they had been running the gun exclusively, and then after seeing it though and working it, we do have some talent to utilize in the spread formation. So we have evolved back into some of that, and there's some carryover from how they coached it, and some things are a little different than how they coached it. But defensively ended up a pretty big change after looking at what they had done and trying it, and it was a very good scheme and very well coached, but I didn't think it fit our players as well and what we were going to need to do. So we made a change a week of the first game after we tried that during preseason and scrimmages. So I made a change there, and I think we're getting better at it now, and really played well against ARP this past week.
Well, I don't want to assume, but it sounds like it must not be very complicated then, because if your kids picked it up in a week's time, then they adjusted pretty well.
Well, sometimes football is it's overanalyzed, but no, there's carryover from some different things too. But that's why I don't think we played as well defensively the first week, and we're not. Part of it might be because the team we played did some things that were confusing, and then since then we've had a little more time to develop it. But, the fundamentals were there, even though we changed some alignments and concepts a little bit. I think it put us in a better position to do things. So it's a combination of all.
Well, again, it looked like everybody has kind of adjusted in a real hurry to everything. You adjusting to them and them adjusting to you, and it looks like the chemistry is really working real well right now.
Well, it appears that way, and I think so. It's these are really fun kids. You always got some high maintenance players at places, and you got some that are easy to coach. So that just goes with it. But the whole school system, from the administration and board and our soup and principals, have made it so easy. And maintenance, Troop is just a really good situation to be in.
Well, okay, let's talk about the ARP game. That's a game that has not been real kind to Troop over the last few years, but you came out the other night and put a pretty good whooping on them. Tell me about how that game went.
Well, I don't know there was a whipping. It worked for our benefit. They got a great program. I have great respect for Dale Irwin, and it was just a game went our way. They broke about the second series of the game. They broke one for 95 yards, and so, that looked a little iffy. and they scored, but we came back and went down and scored, and so that kind of helped us. So we were up 7-6, and then I think we go around there and do some things good. I think we went in 21-6 at the half, and I was hoping the game was over then, but we had to come back out second half, and we ended up pretty much picking up where we left off, and just played good. Kids played really hard, and it's a big game, so 33-13, and there's one of them that went our way. Sometimes they don't.
Well, it went your way even without your running back, Seth Gibson. At what point in the ball game did you lose him?
Well, he had hurt his ankle the week before, and I thought we didn't know how much he could do, but he felt like he wanted to try, so he ran the first series and didn't do much, and then he hurt it the second series, and then Marcus Kincaid, a sophomore, came in and just played lights out. I mean, there weren't big holes to run through. Marcus made some great cuts and really did he did better than what he'd been showing in practice, and so he really stepped it up, even though we were blocking. But ARP's so good defensively, there weren't big holes to go through. So
how'd you get 309 yards rushing then?
I don't know. Well, the quarterback ran on some of it. Blake Lynch is a real good runner in the spread, but see, Marcus didn't have but 95. Kincaid had 95. Blake had 80-something or so, and then our fullback got a lot late in the game when we had the lead and just running the ball to keep the clock running, and then we had a couple on reverses. So nobody had great, impressive stats, even though. So it was a combination. Yeah, we blocked and ran good, but it was harder than it sounds like.
If you say so, I'll take your word for it, because you won enough ball games. I'm not about to question you on it. Your defense obviously playing pretty well too. I mean, you pitched a shutout the week before, 2 shutouts in a row the week before, and then you come back and you beat ARP like you do. Talk about your defense.
Well, they have improved. They've really improved each week, and the 2 shutouts were kind of questionable on, wondering if how good the opponents were at the time with some injuries and turnovers. But then to hold ARP to 13 was really good. I mean, front four's playing excellent. The linebackers are, and the secondary's picked up, and we got a lot of things we need to do better, but it obviously was a great game. Much more physical, high energy, running to the football. But, that's what you're supposed to do on defense. But our kids have picked it up, I think, taking a lot of pride in it.
Now, you go to Huntington, they're having a down year. They haven't had many good years over the course of their existence. How do you keep your kids up for a ball game like that, and then also knowing that you got an open date coming up, and then you can get started with district? How do you keep them focused right now?
Well, we may not be as focused. Honestly, it's coming off a big win. We've worked fundamentals this week, trying to improve in some areas, and honestly, I told them, I said, heck, we got to improve this week to execute better and win. And the biggest game of the season's coming up in 2 weeks when we start district with Jefferson. I mean, that's a must-win for us here at our place to start district. So Tatum and Jefferson in district, that's what we're aiming for, to get off to a good start, because we go to Tatum the second game, and, you'd hate to lose the first one. So, barring a disaster, we're going to get by Huntington this week and be looking for district.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Are you happy?
Oh, yeah. If I could sing, I'd sing.
That's awesome. Well, we're excited for you. Glad to see you doing so well over in Troop, and congratulations on the start, and we look forward to talking to you down the line.
Hey, thanks, Bryan.
All right, Coach. Good talking to you. Dennis Alexander, the head football coach of the 4-0 Troop Tigers, on Bryan Houston Sports Radio Live on 99.3 Talk FM.